Hey guys, welcome back. I guess today I will be fighting the boss. So, we'll see how that goes. I have 2 hearts, or 1 heart. It's probably not going to go well. I did think of another thing to talk about, similar to what I've been talking about this whole week. So, sorry if you don't like the topic. Today's topic will be white privilege. I have a lot of white privilege. Let's see. It's very easy for me to see it. And I don't know why for other people it's hard to see it. It does seem like it's really challenging for white people to see their own privilege. I don't know why it's so hard. Wait, where do I go? I thought I was supposed to go down. No, go to the right. Okay. And maybe, I don't know, maybe people in rural Alabama, like white people, they're the people who have a hard time seeing their privilege, and maybe they don't have as much privilege. I don't know. A person in rural that's the rural juror. That word's always hard to say. Maybe people in rural Alabama don't have as much privilege. It's hard for me to know because, I mean, a person in rural Alabama, their experience is as foreign to me as like a black person's experience in a urban area. I don't really know, so could be. I can only really speak about myself and my privilege, so maybe that's why people from the South are, maybe they don't have as much privilege. I don't know, but I could see mine pretty clearly. I grew up in a suburban town in North Jersey, which is like one of the wealthiest areas pretty much in the country. The tri-state area, New York, Connecticut, New Jersey. North Jersey specifically, because South Jersey, North Jersey people kind of make fun of South Jersey all the time. Like they're the country. They're like the South. Because there's like a lot of farmland and stuff there. What are you looking at here? How do I get up there? It's very obvious to see my privilege. I grew up in a suburban area, super wealthy. The town I grew up in is called New Providence. The schools were so good. There was no crime. Didn't have to worry about any of that stuff. I could walk. I could ride my bike outside. I didn't have to worry about anything. I had both of my parents, which I guess is a privilege that urban communities, I guess, don't have, which is, I think, is beneficial to have at least have two people and not just be like by yourself. It's helpful to have someone else there to help you raise a kid and not just be like a single mom or a single dad. Usually single mom though, right? I don't think I wrote down. Oh yeah, I did. The time. I always forget. Oops. I need the hover boots. I'm gonna go into the boss with a quarter heart. That's great. Bongo. What other privilege did I have? I mean, I didn't really work very hard in school. And all I did was did the homework, went to class, and it was easy for me to do those things because I had the support system of like a family and and I didn't have any trauma, like, oh, my brother died in a gang or something. That's a privilege. I didn't have to worry about walking to school and being robbed or something. And so when you do have those anxieties, those like cultural anxieties or whatever in your community, it is harder to go to school, and it is harder to get good grades, and then you start to turn to bad things like whatever, drugs, and then you start selling drugs because you need money because you're not going to school. And I guess sometimes it is hard for people to see their privilege as privilege, because they think, well, this is the way it should be, this is the way it is normally, and if it's worse, it's because people are just being bad, and so it's hard to see privilege there. I guess I just dropped down, right? But obviously, to people who are struggling, it's not their fault. It's not a 10-year-old kid's fault that he's, or even like 12 or 13-year-old kid's fault that he's selling drugs for money. That can't be his fault. So it's a privilege to not have to. No kid should have to be in those kinds of situations, and they are. And then when they grow up and they've had that kind of childhood, it's just hard for them. And to not have to deal with that is a privilege. Doesn't seem like a privilege because it just seems like, oh, it's just normal. That's how everything should be. But it is. Because other people do have to deal with that stuff. I think people get scared when they hear the term white privilege too, because they think, oh, that's racist. But that's just the way it is. Because of the history of America, white people are generally more privileged than black people, because we've had this systemic racism in the country for so long, and we're not over it yet. Black people and minorities are more impoverished than white people, because it is left over from all that bad stuff that's happened before, and it is getting better. And I do think, what's the saying, like the arc of history bends towards justice or whatever. I do think that's true, but I don't think we're there yet, and I don't think anybody who knows anything about it, I mean, I don't mean to sound pretentious or anything, but I don't think anybody who really understands history kind of could say that there's no racism left in America. I don't think anybody could say that. Because the only alternative is to say that black people are somehow inherently worse than white people. That's the only alternative. Because then why is crime in black communities worse than in white communities? Why is there more crime in urban areas with minorities? And either, there's only two options for me that I see. Either there's systemic racism that is still happening today in society, that means that black people don't get as many chances as white people, and they're stuck in this cyclical nature of poverty and classism, where they can't get out of it. Or black people are just inherently more violent and worse than white people. Those are the only two options that I see. So, and we know the second one's not true. I mean, scientifically, I'm sure we know that there's no difference between white people and black people in those specific ways. Genetically, there's no difference in race that way. Obviously, there's a difference in skin color and certain things, but there's nothing inherent in race that makes you like more evil or smarter or stuff like that. I think we know that scientifically, although I haven't really looked into it that much, but I think that's the reason why like before World War II in Germany, there was a lot of that talk going around. Like, Aryan race is superior, Jews are worse, and black people are stupider and more violent, and the Aryan race is smarter and faster and better and stronger. And we know this because of science. The thing is that they didn't really have any science to back them up, so it might as well have been true, because they didn't have anything to disprove that it wasn't true yet. But now I think we do, even though I haven't really looked into it that much. I might have to get like fairies to beat this boss, because it doesn't seem like I'm getting very many hearts. Wow, is it really that far away? I guess during the break I'll have to figure out what to do. Sweep. Oop. But I don't know. What was I talking about today? I can't even remember. Just rambling about something. Give me hearts. Oh, white privilege. The other thing that whenever I think about white privilege, I do kind of feel bad about myself, because I feel like I've wasted my white privilege, because I'd have so much, and I feel like if a black person, like a normal black person, had all the privilege that I had, they would be like the president by now. And I've just wasted it. I think that's normal self-loathing white people stuff. Self-hating white people, that's a thing. And I am there. So. It's easy to say this. Stupid. Well, I guess. I don't know. No, I'm not gonna say it. Never mind. Okay, I have to figure out what to do. I guess. I don't know. Hopefully I haven't put my foot in my mouth too much this week talking about this stuff. I don't think I feel like I've said anything that I don't really believe is true, or that anybody, I don't know. But I'm not unwilling to change my opinions on anything that I've said, so. But I do think I've stated my current position, decent, as well like as I can state anything, because I can't talk, so. But that's how I feel about that. Hope you're making it through. If there's anything specifically that I can help, because I know not many people watch, so if there's anything I could do to help you specifically with what's going on, I could always try. I can't guarantee anything, but just like I don't know, I don't really have much to offer. And it is kind of scary to offer money to an internet stranger. Oh yes, I need your help. I have $30,000 in student loans. Okay, I'll help with that. But I'll help however I can. So I'll see you tomorrow, and I hope everything's okay. If you want to chat below, send a comment, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.